Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you're all doing a very well one. Today we have got another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about something very important in FIFA, and that is how to score more goals. Now everybody wants to know how to score more goals and what is the best way, but for me we've got a few key things we're going to talk about today that are hopefully going to dramatically improve you as a FIFA player and hopefully will help you score more goals. So going straight into it, going into the very first thing, wasting no time. Now the one thing that I think a lot of people don't score enough of is cutbacks. Now you can see, prime example here, we pick the ball up with Neymar, we get into a good fortunate position, get a little bit of a lucky bounce, and then we're able to get into this position here where you can see Messi is in a great position for a cutback. And these are the sort of positions that I think a lot of people get into. You know, a lot of the things that when people look at trying scoring goals, the cutback is one of the best ways, if not the best way, to score goals in FIFA this year. You should always look for cutbacks as your foot, not even necessarily even in this position, even just, you know, sweating the ball across goal. You should always try and look to see if there's that extra pass that you can make that can give you that tap-in goal. This is something that I don't do enough when I play. It's one of the things that will take your game to the next level. Sometimes when you think you get a lot of blocks, for example, a lot of AI blocks, this is because maybe you don't see that extra pass that could result in you getting an easy tap in. And this time around we ended up sweating it to Messi, and then we smash it into an empty net. And those are the sorts of goals that if you ask any pro, any top level player, they will score these goals. You know, when I play top level players all the time in Division 1 or when I'm doing well in champs, these are the sorts of goals they score against you all the time because they are the best chances, they're the best, you know, goals you can score. They're 100% chance score, you know, goals that you can score, and they're the sorts of goals that you need to be trying to score more often. It's something you need to be looking at more when you play the game. The second and most important thing that I think you need to be able to score more goals is to have that composure. Now you can see on this example we're in a great position here with Mbappe, and you can see that we actually are eventually going to take the shot. And this is something that, again, a lot of people, including myself, and it's one of the things that stops me from being that top level player, and I'm sure, you know, it's something you guys experience when you play as well. It's when you get into these positions, you might look at this position and think this is a great position to shoot. You can see we've highlighted the, you know, 2/3 of the goal. You can see the goalkeeper position, two-thirds of the goal are open, and we're able to be able to shoot and score. Now I would say probably 3 out of 10 times will you actually score this goal. That's a really low percentage chance. You know, 30% of the time you're going to score. And the biggest difference, as I was talking about before, when you're looking at cutbacks, you want to only be shooting and scoring if you think it is like a 90% the best chance to score. You know, this is only 30% chance, I would say, to score this goal. The one thing that you need to have is in the box is composure. You need to be composed and not rush and don't force a shot. And you can see that's exactly what we do. We then take the shot with Mbappe, and this time around it gets saved. Now what we actually should have been looking to do is something very simple. You know, it's something I see techs do a lot. It's something I see a lot of the pros, and it's not necessarily just this skill move itself. You know, for example, on this occasion, I'm suggesting maybe use a drag back and then look for that cutback, you know, tying into the first thing we were talking about, into the middle. I think that's Neymar right on the penalty spot that would then have a complete and easy tap in. Now you might think there's no chance that he's going to be able to pass it through there, but if you do a drag back, it just sells the defender, and you never know what the movement, you know, is going to go to, or you can take it to the byline, and you never know how the attack is going to develop. But I think that the thing that you need to look for is have that composure in the box. Take that extra touch, look for that extra pass, you know, that's going to result in an easier chance, you know, because this is not a high percentage chance of scoring, even though you might think it's the only option you've got. Always try and recycle the ball and think, is this the best place for me to be shooting? Now going into a couple of examples of me playing, you know, a bit of champs and showing what I believe to be some good composure. This time around we again take that rushed shot from that weird angle, and it results in the goalkeeper saving it. And, you know, nice drag back inside there from Neymar to Crespo. And it's not just about using the drag back. That's not what I'm trying to get across. It's not just about using the drag back and saying that that's what you need to be doing, but it's having a couple of key skill moves, whether it's a drag back, whether it's a ball roll, whether it's a scoop turn, a fake shot, you know, some step overs, just taking that extra, you know, or looking for that extra pass, taking that extra touch that's just going to get you away from a defender, that's going to give you a better opportunity. This is a good example of showing how we rush. You know, we get into the box there with Messi, we try and rush a pass to Crespo, but then we show the composure by just waiting and getting a clearer chance with Crespo rather than taking a shot with Messi from the edge of the box. It's just about having that, as I said, having that composure and just not trying to rush, and just always trying to make sure that is the shot that you're taking in the end. When you're deciding to take a shot, again, this is a really good example of, you know, us showing that composure again. A nice drag back there with Mbappe, sells the defender, passes it inside to Crespo, and then that first time shot, clutch in the 90th minute. It's just about having that composure and making sure that is the shot you're taking the right shot? Is it going to give you the best chance to score? And I think that's probably something that a lot of people do too much. They rush their shots. And then the third and final thing for me, it kind of ties in with the first two in the sense that it's having that patience in your build-up play. Now, what do I mean by patience? Now, it's not about just passing the ball and making sure that you make 60 passes before eventually, you maybe play a pass forwards. But it's about not forcing passes. It's not about not forcing passes into your strikers, into your cams, into your wingers. Always try and think, is the space there? Because a lot of people do play drop back. They play, with a low depth. So you have to get through a lot of players before you can maybe eventually get your chance. Don't force the pass in there. If there's a lot of players in the way, don't just force a pass in there just because you want to pass forwards. If the pass isn't there, just pass sideways. Eventually, your opponent will come out and get you, and that will then leave a little bit of space for you to then exploit. And you got to make sure you exploit it when you get it. And then you can see Messi's making a great run. Vidal finds the pass. Messi finishes it first time. Again, a couple more examples going forwards of us showing some really good patience in the box. And the key in the box is to be patient and be composed, but also play quick and try and be unpredictable. One of the things that I think a lot of people, and myself included, for me, one problem I have with myself, sometimes I'm really composed, I'm really patient, I'm using good skill moves, and I feel like I'm smashing people, and I think, yeah, I probably am an Elite 1 player. And then other times I'm really slow, I'm really lethargic, and it's just very easy and very predictable. And it's just about getting that consistency in the box. You see, we're being really, really patient in this attack, waiting for, just going backwards if we need to. If you need to go backwards because the pass isn't on, don't rush the ball forwards. Great skill there from Neymar to Mbappe, and again, just recycling the ball. We're going backwards. We're letting him, look at all the players he's pulling out of position. Look at how many players he's switching to try and get to the right one, and that's what you want. You want to create panic in your opponent, and then you need to make sure you've got ice in your veins when you're attacking, and you need to be clinical, and obviously having better players will help, but you just need to make sure you got ice in your veins, you're composed, you're not rushing, you're taking your time, but also you're playing with speed and playing with a purpose. And it doesn't make sense to play, calm and composed and play quick, but that's what you need to do. You need to be, ice cool in the box and not rush and not take panic shots, and making sure that you're always shooting and it's going to result in the best chance possible. But also play with a certain speed to your game, that it's not predictable and not easy to defend. So hopefully these tips will help you out when you're attacking and helping you score more goals. Just telling you to take a certain shot type is not really going to change too much. That's not really going to, that's just saying, oh yeah, take this shot is not going to help you, score more goals or anything like that. It's about having that composure, that patience, and looking for the best possible chances. This is a great example. Look at all this one-touch passing. Just pass it. I mean, look at that for a goal. Mbappe back to Crespo and then first time. That is how to attack. If you can do goals like that, if you can replicate that on a consistent basis, your attacking is going to improve tenfold. And hopefully you'll take these tips forward and they'll really help you out. But if you do want to see more tutorials, do drop a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel and have enjoyed the content. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.